Hello everyone, my name is Void Doctor, and welcome back to another episode on the InfinityCraft server. And today we're starting out this episode in front of the beautiful storage hall that I constructed last episode. I am still very happy with this place. It just, I don't know, it seems mysterious almost. And until we get some real scenery around here to sort of complement it well, I think it will kind of stay that way. So yeah, I'm definitely feeling very good about this building, and I've just been kind of working on the interior, making it feel a bit more polished in here. However, there are a few things that I still need to sort out, one of them being the upstairs storage. Still have not completed this because this is a lot of wood to be spending on chests, and when I don't have any nearby forests other than a mesa biome, it's a little bit difficult to farm large quantities of wood, which is going to make projects like this very challenging for the entire season, which means I'll probably need to find a forest or just bring home some spruce saplings because the large spruce trees are fantastic for gathering wood. The other one is the floor of the bottom floor. I don't know what I want to do with this. It's a really cool looking building, and I don't hate how it looks with just the sand on the floor. The only thing that I hate is that there's no transition here. So it just feels like it doesn't feel like a full building. So yeah, I don't exactly know what I want to do for the floor in here. But what I do know I want to do is I want to get working on some farms this episode, some automatic farms. And I also want to get enchanted in two ways. One, I want to make an enchanting table. Two, I want to get some librarian villagers from the villagers that I trapped in that house down there. I want to get some librarians, because there's two more villagers in here. I want to get some librarians, and I want to start breeding them up. And there's also a farmer in there who I can probably start breeding with the other farmer in there. And those are my two main villager types that I use, are librarians and farmers. So those are the two types that I want to get sorted out first, and then we can work on other types of villagers. But the first thing that I want to do is get an enchanting table crafted up, since I do have the diamonds for it. So let's get working on that, because when I was repairing my axe, or getting a new axe rather, I got 8 diamonds, so I still have 5 extra. Don't exactly know what I'm going to do with the extra 4, maybe craft some boots, but off camera I do just kind of want to get myself some armor, since again, mining time lapses are pretty much the only way to make mining exciting, and those aren't very fun to create on my side. The production of those isn't super fun, so yeah, it's kind of a challenging thing to make mining fun on camera. However, what am I missing? Oh, what am I missing? Oh, you need 4 obsidian. Oh, that wasn't very smart of me. Where's my obsidian? It's right here. Okay, here we go. Obsidian for an enchanting table. Let's see. Yes, this is exactly what I needed. I'm not going to do any bookshelves right now, considering that I don't have any books and I barely have any leather. But what I will be doing is grabbing my lapis, right there, and enchanting my pickaxe. Hopefully, okay, I think I'm going to go for efficiency 1 that costs more. Mainly because I was hoping that I would actually get a decent combination of enchantments. However, this is going to make mining deep slate so much easier, so I'm not really complaining. Now, the next thing that I want to do is go to the nether. Now, you may be a bit confused as to why I'm going to the nether when what I want to do is make farms. There's a very simple explanation. All the farms that I want to make in today's episode require observers, and those are obtained in the nether. So I want to go into the nether, mine up some quartz, and I hope I have enough redstone here. Oh yeah, that's enough redstone. And I want to get working on some farms. Okay, so I just entered the nether, and nether spawn is pretty awful, not gonna lie. There's pig boys. I should probably take the coordinates of my nether portal really quick. That's not the right button. There we go. So just took the coordinates, and now I need to go find some quartz deposits. Lovely stuff. Terrible nether spawn. Oh, there's some quartz up there. And the more I think about it, the more I realize I do not have enough redstone, so I'm also going to need to go redstone mining for a little while. Because, yeah, I don't have enough redstone. A stack on the bit is definitely not going to be enough for the farms that I want to make. Okay, so I've just gone mining for some iron because I didn't have any, and the hoppers obviously require iron. And I got myself some very nice bonus ores. I got myself some redstone. Actually, I was mining for redstone as well because I need redstone for this thing. And I also got myself some copper, but namely, I got myself some diamonds. And this is very important because essentially what I can do now, while keeping some spares just to repair things, is get myself a diamond chestplate, which now gives me the advancement cover me with diamonds. And with over 12 hours on the server now, I just got a diamond chestplate. It's a little bit concerning. Now that is including AFK time because I AFK'd a lot to get that all the copper aged for this building. So it's more like 6 hours maybe. But still, I still don't have, I didn't have diamond armor until like 30 seconds ago. And this is my rapidly expanding old tools and unused tools chests. So yeah, that's also a thing now. But I'm gonna get the rest of this stuff crafted up. And also, if you're wondering why I have so many pistons and observers, I just crafted pistons and observers for all the farms, not just a specific farm. And as I am still in mostly iron armor, I still need to repair, not that, do not craft another one of those, some of that, and one of those. Feeling a lot safer now that I'm back in my full, or partial iron armor now, considering that I'm in partial diamond, so feeling very good about this. You know what feels really bad, though? The fact that I realized that, or the fact that I forgot that sugarcane farms are built-in modules, which means that unlike pumpkin farms, they don't alternate piston observer, which means the math for them is quite a bit simpler than it is for a pumpkin farm. I had completely forgotten about that, so I was having a very difficult time comprehending why I was able to make a sugarcane farm that was an odd number last season, and stack it while still using an even number of components, until I realized that I was not thinking about the fact that sugarcane farms are built in modules. And I think I want to build these farms using cobbled deep slate just because it's a nice color. I think it's just a nice looking color, and because it's fairly cheap. Obviously, you're not going to be seeing it very much, considering that we're going to be building some shells, like some building shells around these. Okay, so I've gotten all my materials ready, and I have a very, very strange organization system for how I organize all the materials in my inventory. But now I am going to start out with the sugarcane farm because it's just, I don't know, the sugarcane farms are always kind of fun to build, and I'm a little bit scared of building pumpkin farms. I don't know why. It's always gone wrong for me in the past, so a little bit of, I don't know, it seems like I have bad luck with building them, but I've always had pretty good luck with sugarcane farms, so I'm going to dig this sugarcane farm into a little bit of a hole here, and then we'll see where that goes from there. Okay, so I'm noticing that my pickaxe is getting kind of low on durability, and that's starting to worry me because this is like my 4th time repairing it, and if we just look here, the repair cost is ridiculous. It's 34, so I'm thinking that I'm probably going to use this pickaxe until it's fully gone, and then just create a new one, because at this point, it's like it doesn't even make sense to use this pickaxe anymore, because by the time I get enchanted books, it's going to be too expensive. The enchanting table is just going to say too expensive. So at this point, I think I'm just going to try and use this pickaxe into the ground, literally, and then we'll create a new one and enchant that one instead, because it just makes more sense at this point. I didn't want to have to do that, but I think that's what's going to have to happen. Okay, so I've got the first layer of the farm done, and I'm working on the second layer, and I just remembered that I need to put water in these, like, little tanks, I guess you could call them. They're like little tanks of water here, and I need to, like, fill them up. I completely forgot that I need to do that, and it's really important that you do that, otherwise it's not a sugarcane farm. It's, like, one layer of sugarcane. So, yeah, kind of almost forgot to do that. That would have been really bad. But yeah, working on the farm, and I realized I dug this hole almost the perfect depth because it really looks quite cool down here. Yeah, it looks pretty cool. And if you hear any weird sort of like squeaking noises, it's my office chair. My office chair is on its last legs, so yeah, if you hear any strange noises, it's probably my chair. Oh my gosh, so I'm getting some materials ready to work on the building for this farm, and I really wish I had shulker boxes right now because I could divide up the components for the pumpkin farm and the stuff that I'm getting right now for the sugarcane farm. I probably should have just left the components for the pumpkin farm here. I probably shouldn't have brought them over there. Didn't really make sense to do that, but I thought I was going to be building them kind of at the same time. So, yeah, I'm not very smart. It's funny. This season, I feel so much more... I don't know. It just feels so much more fun. Feels like I'm having such a fun time just running around trying new things. This feels a little bit weird. And it also feels, sometimes it can feel a bit exhausting, but it's very fun just trying a new build style. You know, this whole place feels like a new adventure, which it kind of is. This is the first time... Hold on a second. I think this might be the first world that I've ever built in the desert. On my PC, I used to... Okay, never mind. But, like, yeah. I think this is the first time I've ever built in a desert before. Yeah, we're definitely treading untreaded ground right now. You know, it probably would have been smart of me to, put the storage system in the farm. So, woohoo! Gotta go do that. But the next thing we're gonna do is put a building around that farm. So, I think we're gonna do this in the form of a third-person time-lapse. So, as always, enjoy the time-lapse. Okay, folks, so I hope you guys enjoyed that time-lapse, and there are a few things that I've changed about this build since I finished the time-lapse. Namely, I added this little back shed back here. I don't know, maybe they're bringing in some, or, I don't know, preparing some sugarcane in bundles or something. You're not supposed to be there. And then I also made this section a bit taller here. Added some windows and then put some logs here just because a lot of this stuff required like gathering resources, and I didn't want to do that during a time-lapse that just didn't seem like it would make the time-lapse very interesting. So I kind of just did that after the time-lapse. But other than that, I am super happy with how this farm has come together. And it's actually super productive too. I didn't think it would be because it's not fully lossless. But the loss on sugarcane farms is pretty minimal. Especially considering that, like, sugarcane isn't a super slow growing crop. It's not like cactus. So yeah, a lossless design isn't essential, but it is nice. So eventually I'll probably build a lossless design alongside this one. Probably never going to replace it because it's always nice to, go back and see what your farms are like in the early game. So yeah, very happy with how this whole building has come together. But now it's time to work on the pumpkin farm. And before I do that, I should probably go mine some sandstone because I am completely out. Woohoo! Yay! Woohoo! I'm completely out of sandstone. Yay! Man, it's always quite challenging finding space for a pumpkin farm because even a pretty small 7-stem farm, like 7 stems wide, is still 13 blocks wide in total, so that makes it very challenging to find space for the building and the farm itself. And I learned my lesson from last season. Don't put farms right next to a place where you're going to be spending quite a bit of time because it gets very loud. And I don't really want to put the farms right across from each other. That doesn't sound very fun. Maybe like here? Maybe down there. That kind of like, this kind of valley right here seems like a pretty cool place to put a pumpkin farm. Just can't have it hitting either of these two farms here. Here's a very simple way to save redstone when you're building a pumpkin farm. Always use blocks behind the observers because that means you're only using half the redstone. You're right around half. I never can fully do the math for these farms because it's a different number of pistons than observers if you want an even number, which you should every building, unless you're like, or an odd number. Sorry, an odd number. Every building, if you want a door on your building, make it an odd number. Please, for your own sanity, do it. Okay, and now we cut to when the farm is almost completely finished, and I think this farm design in general is extremely cool looking. I don't know, it's just super compact, and I don't know, I just really like this farm design, and I've modified it over the years to pretty much be the most efficient it can be. So yeah, pretty happy with how the farm has come together, even though it's the exact same design we used last season. I made it a bit more symmetrical, and also I realized that since these are pistons on the end and not observers, so there's no farmland on the end, it means I can make it just slightly more compact. The edges of these like water holders, like these water tanks here, don't need to stick out at all. They can be flush with the rest of the farm, so it makes it just that 2 blocks more compact, which is very important. So very happy with this, and now I'm just going to quickly whip up some sort of building around this, and then we'll work with Minecraft's most annoying mob. I should also probably work on putting some hoppers in this. Just realized I need to do that. Okay, so I've just been working on the building around here. Obviously, I am not done yet. How did those get there? Anyway, I'm not done with the building yet. However, I'm just taking a second to appreciate how much sandstone has gone into this, how much time it's taken to gather this sandstone. I broke a pickaxe, had to go mining in Deep Slate with an iron pickaxe, get another diamond pickaxe. However, now I have enough diamonds to make another one in case I want the one that I eventually enchant by the end of the episode to be full durability. So maybe that's what I'll do, use those last 3 diamonds to make a fully brand new enchantable pickaxe. So yeah, it also turns out, so I went AFK overnight because it is now the next day, and this side of the farm, apparently the storage system, I never properly hooked it up. One of the hoppers was facing downwards instead of across to the next one, so it wasn't actually passing items over to this chest, which means there was a lot less pumpkins in the storage system when I when I woke up the next morning, or this morning actually, then there should have been. So I was like, what? And then I realized just now that I made a bit of a mistake. I really want to do something cool with this bell. Obviously not a religious building because, yikes, that's pretty controversial. But just something cool, like maybe a bell tower, like a warning tower or something. That could also be very practical, actually, because I've had a few pillager attacks here. None of the villagers have died. Actually, no, I think one that I never locked in a house died, but other than that, none of them actually died. I don't know about you, but something about this sort of feels like a civic building to me. Maybe eventually we can, yeah, give these like names and stuff, put on a map, that kind of stuff, but that definitely doesn't feel like a residential building. That definitely feels like some sort of civic building. A lot of the buildings in the desert villages tend to feel kind of civic because they have these big towers. I don't imagine a lot of residential homes having these big towers on them, so a lot of them feel like more civic or like public buildings. What in the world? I was just minding this tree. I think this is the first time I've ever seen a tree grow in front of my eyes. It's kind of crazy, actually. Just popped into existence before my eyes. Spruce would be a really awesome roof material, so eventually I want to use it, but currently I don't have any spruce at all. And here we are, folks. So I'm actually pretty happy with how this build has come together. I think I don't know, I can't even describe what I like about it. It has a certain aesthetic that I really like. Although there are some things that I would like to change, like the fact that this looks like a face. And maybe making the interior slightly more interesting, although considering that it's really only one block of interior space, I'm not really going to complain. I also think the bell here looks pretty cool, so yeah, pretty happy with how this whole build has come together. And now I'm gonna do something that I'm probably going to hate doing, but will appreciate in the future. I'm gonna get myself some villagers. It's important, but it's not fun. So, yep, gonna get my villager supplies ready, and then we'll work with the villagers. Also, I don't even know why, but like right before I started recording, my nose just started really getting very stuffy. So that's why that's why I may sound slightly stuffy, is because I am. Okay, so I am about to become a very wealthy man because I have tons of materials that I can trade to the villagers, and I also have some more pumpkins in here. Even more, if you can believe it. So, yeah, definitely producing quite a bit of villager trading materials. I also think I have some sugarcane in here. However, now it's time to start the grind to get a mending book. It's a grind, but it's not a grind in the way you'd expect. It's just breaking and placing lecterns until a villager trades you a mending book, which is not fun. It's not a fun process at all. And I should probably grab some signs so I know not to break whatever lectern, because I realize now that if you label the workstation of a villager with the trade that it has, then you'll know not to break it, and it means that it can still refresh its trades, which is just useful. It's not like it'll take away its trades if you've already traded with it, but it's just useful, you know. Although, come to think of it, I don't actually think I have enough resources for a lectern. Because I really need to farm some wood, like, urgently after this episode. Okay, so one of you is going to become a librarian. Who's the lucky individual? That would be very useful if this was hardcore. Well, I guess now it's time to get a mending book, and I'll come back with a progress update once I do. Or once I get a villager that sells me a mending book. Well, this isn't exactly mending. I think I might keep this guy around. But, oh my gosh, mending is so much more. Okay, I will not keep this Silk Touch Trader, but it would have been very cool if I could. Okay, I might keep this, because Unbreaking 1 is extremely useful. It's only 14 emeralds, and this. So, the next guy is going to be a mending trader. I can guarantee you that, because Unbreaking and mending are the two most important trades, and then, once I get more librarians, we can do other things with them. Okay, here we go. This is what I was looking for. Mending for 24 emeralds. That's nearly perfect, so obviously just going to trade some paper to both of these fine gentlemen. And I almost actually have enough emeralds. Unfortunately, I don't. So now I need to go trade pumpkins. Will you? Hold on. No, I've bought bread off of... No, never mind. The other guy trades pumpkins, not you. Okay. You, the weirdo that are locked in a house. You're kind of a weirdo. But it's not your fault though. You're only a weirdo because I kind of like locked you in a house. This is the first time I've ever seen this. What? So strange. Why did he raise his... Oh, is it because I just traded him a bunch of paper? Okay, maybe that's it. Well, I'm going to buy a mending book off of you, obviously. None of you sell bookshelves. This could be a big issue. Well, I guess that's an issue for me from next episode. Why is there just one piece of leather in there? Oh, okay, never mind. But I can make a book with this. And I can buy a mending book. Or an unbreaking book. Either way, very useful. I think I'm probably going to buy a mending book, to be honest. Okay, here we are. I now have a mending book. It's going to be a little while before I can put it on my pickaxe, I'd assume. But I think this is where we are going to leave off this episode. Next episode, I will try to get some more enchanted books by moving each type of villager into their own house, things like that. However, that's the issue for next episode. This episode, we're wrapping it up. So, as always, my name has been Void Doctor. Please like, subscribe, and share if you did enjoy the episode and feel so inclined. And I'll see you all next time. Take care. Bye for now.